Hello everybody, this is Mr. Morfetto, and today I want to talk about one of my favorite characters in all of anime and in the entire Dragon Ball series, and that is Piccolo. More importantly, I want to talk about how I feel that Piccolo needs a new power-up. Piccolo needs a new path or goal in the Dragon Ball Super manga and anime. I think Piccolo should receive a new power-up or form. Right now, they're putting him off as pretty weak, at least the way he was eliminated in the Tournament of Power arc. And he was relegated to Fusion Teacher in the Broly movie. And couldn't even get a victory over Frost in the Universe 6 arc. Dragon Ball Super has not treated Piccolo well. And from what I know and what I've heard, is Piccolo is one of Toriyama's favorite characters he's ever created. And Piccolo has such a unique look. Piccolo was one of the strongest characters in all of Dragon Ball Z. When he fused with Nail, he was the strongest character on the good side. Up until Goku got out of his healing chamber, and then when he fused with Kami, for a short period of time, Piccolo was the strongest character in the series. And he had one of the best fights in the entire series, one of my personal favorites, probably my favorite fight, one-on-one fight in Dragon Ball Z, is Piccolo versus Android 17. But after that fight with Android 17, Piccolo has been relegated to spectator or babysitter when he babysat Goten and Trunks for the entire Buu arc, and Piccolo didn't do anything that entire Buu arc. He got turned to stone by Deborah and basically written off for a large period of that entire arc, and then afterwards became Goten and Trunks' fusion mentor, babysitter. And it's very depressing to me because Piccolo should be the third strongest hero of the entire series. It should be Goku, Vegeta, and Piccolo, and they should all be very relatively close. It shouldn't just be Vegeta always on Goku's tails of the strongest character in the series. I think that Piccolo deserves to be that number 3. I know they were grooming Gohan to eventually take over for Goku, but that never happened, and that's fine. And Gohan is a married man. He likes to he's a scholar, makes money, he does conferences. That's fine. Gohan has his path, but Piccolo has been training on and off screen, mentally and physically, consistently, just like Ten Shinhan. And ever since he fused with Kami, he hasn't been getting these large power-ups like he used to when he trained. I mean, when he trained for the Saiyan arc, his power level was 10 times more powerful than he was when he fought Raditz. I'm almost positive. And then, especially when Piccolo trained with Goku, and when he trained with King Kai, and he came to Planet Namek. I mean, he had to be at almost Frieza's first form level, he had to be stronger than Nail. Nail was at about 40,000, and when they fused, they were at over 1 million. So, Piccolo had to be somewhere in Frieza's first form range when he trained with Kami or something, because when he fused with Nail, they were over 1 million. I'm not sure what the multiplier is, but Piccolo got a large boost. And then from that point, and when he trained for 3 to 4 years for the androids, when he trained with Goku and Gohan and went driving and learned how to drive, he was more powerful than Dr. Gero and Android 19, which means he was more powerful than Goku was when he beat Frieza, and more than likely more powerful than Trunks was when he beat Frieza. Because, the androids had to be a little more powerful than Mecha Frieza to be such a challenge. I would say they were a little bit more powerful than Frieza. So Piccolo's always been the number 3 guy ever since Vegeta became babyface. If Vegeta wasn't around, Piccolo would be our number 2 guy, hands down. It'd be him or Gohan. But I feel like Piccolo has been disrespected and underutilized in the entire Dragon Ball Super series so far. His fight with Frost was very underwhelming. I really enjoyed the beginning of it. In the manga, he says, "I'm not a Namekian. I am the reincarnation of the Demon King Piccolo." As a way to... Because everyone in the manga and in the anime kept telling Piccolo, "You stand no chance against Frost. You can't win this fight." So Piccolo went in with a strategy to win. Special beam cannon, Bankanso Kapo right through his heart. Whatever he was planning to do, but it was a dope idea. He did this shadow clone jutsu. He wrapped him up with his stretchy arms, which is great. I love the idea of Piccolo being the strategic fighter, but they kind of dropped it after that and made Gohan the strategic guy, and we're going to make Gohan the leader of the team in the Tournament of Power. But they were kind of setting seeds for Piccolo to be the strategist, which makes so much sense, especially with Piccolo's moveset, the special beam cannon, which increases the user's... The attack is more powerful than the user, like 10 times more. It takes 5 minutes to charge, so there's that. Which is a long time in a Dragon Ball fight. 5 minutes to charge a special beam cannon. So he'd have to use strategy, like his shadow clones, or his... which is confusing, the shadow clone thing that he did when he fought Frost. I know he can clone himself and train with himself, sort of like how Ten Shinhan can split into 4. But in the anime, it looked like he was just making these little clone images that would poof away. But yeah, Piccolo should have beaten Frost in that fight. It would have been great for his character and to show how strong he has become. Vegeta didn't need that win. Vegeta could have beaten Frost up in the Tournament of Power. Piccolo needed that win in the Universe 6 arc. Piccolo needs a power-up. He's definitely got some divine ki in his body, and the whole show seems to be about the gods now. And after he fused with Kami, he hasn't been able to get as strong when he trains on his own. And I know in the Dragon Ball Super anime, they've shown Piccolo training with Goku and Gohan, mostly Gohan, and he's able to keep up with Ultimate Gohan. So that's a pretty significant amount of power. If you're saying that Piccolo is as strong or stronger than Buu was at this point, so you're saying Piccolo is about as strong as Majin Buu, I can accept that. But I want him to get up there by the Super Saiyan God level. He needs to be able to hold his own with some of these major players like Moro and like any future villains. Piccolo should have been there for the Goku Black arc, helping out. I know he could have done the Mafuba. It would have been interesting to see more of him during the early Super arcs, but I think moving forward, because that's what we need to do. We need to move forward. We need to give Piccolo... He needs to take advantage of the divine ki that Kami had, in my opinion. But another path Piccolo could take is the King Piccolo in him. He's supposed to be the reincarnation of King Piccolo's soul. So why couldn't they do a arc where King Piccolo... His essence. I know Piccolo has the memories of King Piccolo, and if he is truly a reincarnation of King Piccolo in sorts, they could find a way, an evil Babidi-like character, or someone with the Dragon Balls could bring out King Piccolo through Piccolo. And Piccolo could almost go in his own version of Majin Piccolo, an evil King Piccolo taking over Piccolo's body. would it be an interesting story, in my opinion? A what if story that could be a way to give Piccolo a power boost. And if King Piccolo's mind took over for a while, and he went off to get more powerful or to harness the divine key that Kami gave them when they fused, we could have a really interesting way to give Piccolo more power. And then Piccolo could come to Earth, or King Piccolo could come to Earth and have a fight with Goku, and maybe even keep up with Goku in his blue form, and fight Gohan and kick Gohan's ass. King Piccolo versus Gohan would be sick. And then eventually they can find a way to expel the evil out of Piccolo, the King Piccolo reincarnation part of him, remove it from him. But in the end of the arc, Piccolo would retain the divine key or extra power he got from the time he was under the evil King Piccolo control. That would be a cool way to give Piccolo a power-up. But what do you think? Do you think that Piccolo deserves to be as the number 3 babyface in all of Dragon Ball? I sure do. I think it'd be really cool to see him go toe-to-toe, power-wise, with Goku and Vegeta, and to stay at that point. We need someone like Piccolo who can live hundreds and hundreds of years. They need a guy like that to be the mentor to the future generations, like Oob and Goten and Trunks, who are still aging, and Pan and Krillin's daughter, Marin. There are so many characters. Oh, and Bola. Or Bulma's daughter, all these characters that can age up, and they can have a mentor like Piccolo, and he could mentor the next generation while Goku and Vegeta are out being gods. They need someone like Piccolo on Earth. Piccolo should be the true new Kami, not Dende. I feel Piccolo has so much potential, and he's the most unique looking character in the entire series. He deserves more. He needs to be more utilized in the story physically, and I think he needs to beat a major bad guy. Not the main villain. I can understand saving that for Goku or Vegeta, but Piccolo needs to beat a Nappa-like sidekick to a Moro. So, yeah. What do you think? Do you think Piccolo deserves a power-up? Do you think he needs a new form? I think he looks fine, doesn't need to transform. That's my opinion. Do you think Piccolo should get a transformation or godlike boost in power?